Welcome back to Life Along the Streetcar. We've got a returning guest, Chelsea, and a brand new person, Jason, here to talk about some kind of crazy collaboration that's happening. And let me make sure I get this right. It's Jason, Timber, and Chelsea Tote, right? Is that how it came?
Exactly. That's how we came up with the name.
The name Timber Tote.
It's even a better story that hopefully we get into.
Yeah.
So, first of all, Chelsea, we've heard your background from your clothing days, but can you tell us just briefly about kind of what you've been up to lately?
Yeah. So last time I was here, I had Willow's Bizarre Boutique, and I was designing clothing, and I had my store here in Proper Shops. Since then, I have partnered up with Scarlett from Desert Mariposa Boutique, and now she kind of absorbed Willow's Bizarre, so now we're working together in our own boutique together, and partnered up with Jason here to create Timber Tote, and I published my book.
Oh, yeah, and I published my book.
She kind of slid that in at the last minute, right?
So,
out in the world now.
a brick and mortar store, a brand new product line, finished a book, been traveling all over the state from what I can tell, promoting your products.
And my son turned 4.
And we have a 4-year-old in the house. So, Jason, top that. What's going on with you?
Yeah, so still have the store down here. Spun off the Timber Totes, and my oldest just graduated high school.
You a book?
It's in the works.
It's kind of it's a little awkward. I've written a book. You've written a book.
I guess that's a little.
That's all right.
You know what he does do is he makes book holders.
There you go.
He does certainly bring a certain level of artistic creativity to this to the Proper Shops. But what is your day job? Is you're a woodworker, but for fun. But your day job, you're in finance.
I say yeah. So on the financial planning side, I call that my 9-to-5 job, and then the woodworking is my 5 to 9 job.
Well, and how did you get into woodworking to begin with?
It was really a lifetime hobby that turned business coming out of COVID. So we were in COVID, and the boys were 14 and 11 at the time. They were old enough to not bother Marielle and I when we were working, but they were too old to just not do nothing. So I said, well, let's go ahead and go into the workshop, and we started building some chairs and some end tables, and then created a little product. This would have been November of 2020. A lot of people loved it on social media. I did a little laser engraving for these little pairing trays. So it was a coaster and an ashtray. Put it up on Etsy, and we sold 2,000 of them in 2021. So that's what really launched the company.
And do you was your family in woodworking? Like, how do you just wake up and say, let's go make some chairs?
Yeah, my dad was.
That's a thing, though.
Yeah, my dad was a blue-collar worker, so I grew up just in the trades and just always solved projects. So I always loved building stuff, and wood just always kind of appealed to me.
And how's the family? Are they still involved?
So the boys still sometimes. Avery's going to be an engineer, so he's really kind of going that route. Blake's getting a little more into it, but yeah, they'll do sometimes work. Their main job is school for us right now. Yeah. But now that we're in summer, we'll get them in the shop.
And so this became your kind of full-time hobby job.
Yeah, at this point, I don't say it's even a hobby. This is really a business, and so I just run multiple businesses at this point.
And the two of you met through Proper Shops, right?
That's right.
You hadn't met each other prior to that?
No.
So, and if you're not familiar, definitely check out the Proper Shops. Some of the episodes we've covered, a collective of local retailers in downtown. And it's designed to be an incubator. So, like, Chelsea, you're like the perfect example of someone that comes in, tests out their product, and realizes, I'm too big for this place. And you move on.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But no, that's what it's designed to be.
It is. It's a really good, lily pad, I think, for a small business. It's a good starting point. And I think some business models in here are perfect for the environment, like the gallery and Jenny's tattoo shop. But for a lot of businesses, I think it's a really great leaping off point into getting into the next thing. And that's exactly what it did for me. So,
and you met the team at Desert Mariposa through here.
Yeah.
And you met Jason and Jenny, who's involved with several of your projects.
Yeah, Jenny does some of the artwork on our Timber Totes. And she also did the cover for my book.
No kidding.
So,
well, let's get into a Timber Tote, because this is an interesting concept, and who came to who with this idea? And first of all, what is a Timber Tote? And then how did we get this thing launched? How did it get started?
So Timber Tote is a purse made out of wood. It's stadium sized, so it's a little 5x7 purse, and it's made out of wood, and it's made from one continuous piece that wraps all the way around. Jason found a cutting technique with the laser where it cuts these little grooves into the wood and it allows the wood to bend. So we're able to create a rounded shaped purse completely out of wood. And he came to me first.
I'm a collaborator. I just love that. And so I was, during the summer months here, it was a little bit of thinking, and that's never good.
So we had a uninvited
Got him.
fly.
Did you get it?
I think I got him. Might have broken the microphone too. So you're a collaborator.
Yeah, so during the summer months, my mind sitting idle is not a good thing. And so I was doing some collaborations with someone else that was in here. And so I was like, Chelsea, hey, we should be able to come up with something fun. So I was like, hey, there's this technique. What if we did like a purse? She was like, all right.
First I was like, I make clothes. Like, you can't wear wood. And he said, bet.
Challenge accepted.
So I made like a prototype.
Yeah. And it's taken some trial and error, a few hoops to jump through. We might have accidentally poisoned ourselves a little bit in the beginning.
Using the laser.
Yeah, you're not supposed to cut the vinyl with a laser.
Oh, so all these gases are coming out.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of learning.
So that's where the Timber Totes came from. I have an idea.
But that led to kind of toying with this process of adhering actual fabric to the inside of the wood, which I have now pretty much perfected, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's a process that we're actually trying to get patented. So that will be a really big step and a game changer if we're able to do that.
Yeah, and I'm assuming it's to remove the health risks from.
Yeah, I made triple sure.
Totally.
There were no.
We are not going to
health
patent
risks.
this is the surefire way to kill clothing makers.
Yeah.
And then the evolution, because now the two of you got together, but I see there's designs on these that are done by Jenny, and I think you have one with Ignacio, right?
That's right. Thank you.
So the collaborations just keep going.
Yeah, it's it started with Jenny being able to engrave on the wood. We gave her the dimensions of the piece, and she created specific images that fit right onto it. We were able to engrave that, and then with Ignacio, we had the opportunity to print on fabric, and Ignacio was more than willing to let us use some of his artwork. So, and that has been so awesome.
Well, the game changer on that was, could we print our own fabric? That was really what we were striving for. And so he said, well, use mine and see if you can make it work. Now that we've been successful at printing images on fabric, now it just opens up the world to other artists, not just him, but if someone comes to us with like a picture of their family or their dogs or something, we can build a whole purse around that.
Wow. So initially then you're just using fabric that you purchased and would adhere and sew into the purse. And now you're printing your own fabric. Are you growing your own trees for this wood? Not there yet?
No, we tried actually going that way. It was a fail. So, but, sticking with the wood for a second, but we can stain it, all of the traditional wood stains, but we also found this unicorn spit. It's a water-based, vibrant color stain, though. So now we can do pinks, purples, and
Hot pink.
hot pink. I'm sorry.
Turquoise. Bright green.
You can tell who's the designer in the group.
Right.
Well, she gave me this one with glitter, and I was like, whatever. What do I always say?
Yeah, but okay, we did the glitter. We mastered the glitter, and now we're doing glow in the dark.
Oh, yeah. So here's what's really classic is, and this is why it works so well, because she's the designer, and I just really am the woodworker guy. So I came across this one, and there's an acrylic paint that goes on and then dries clear. But when you hit it with UV, it glows. So we're using it in the woodworking world. So I was like, hey, Chelsea, what do you think about one of these? And she's like, yes, please. So now we're down this world of making I don't know, something that
Make a
for clothing, And then I didn't tell you this, but we can actually make stencils out of vinyl, put that on it, paint, and then when we remove the sticker, now you'll have
Oh, it's like an
designs.
invisible picture.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, there's breaking news here.
Breaking news.
One of the co-owners and designers was just found out some information. This is why you listen to this show. All the good stuff. See, Mom, I told you. You keep listening. Then this collaboration, when you got together, was this something you immediately said, hey, we've got something here? Or is it just like, it'll be fun, let's just kind of play around? Or because this has really taken hold as a business.
I don't think either one of us expected it to become what it has. It was definitely just something that we were kind of killing time. It was a little slow during the summer as it is here, and we were just kind of killing time, just seeing what we could come up with. And then
Challenge.
Just like snowballed, and people loved it. The reactions people get from it, they like touch it and then they knock on it and then they smell it and then they like,
oh shoot, this is like real wood.
Yeah, it's such a cool thing to see, and it's such a consistent reaction. People love it. And then getting further into it and doing more research about not just the purse industry specifically, but this particular kind of product. It's such an interesting history, and to be in a position where we have the potential to truly bring something back that hadn't existed for decades and do it in an innovative way and modernize it is like a really exciting opportunity. As a designer, I speak for myself, but like.
Well, I know when we spoke about your clothing designs, that sort of sense of history and technique came through, and what you were trying to do, and how proud you were. Some of the very first fabrics you had, and you found a new fabric and you made it. Oh my gosh! So you've always been connected to that.
Yeah.
I think as someone who observes from a distance, people looking at these products, there's a sense of familiarity at first, like, oh, it's a purse. And then they get a little closer and like, wait a minute, that's a little bit different. They're like, now what is this? And then you explain it. And I think you're right. Everyone then gets the sense of, oh my gosh, how did you do that? And I'm excited to see where you go with this. But this is not like breaking news. Like the Life Along the Streetcar is not announcing it to the world. You've been on lots of different platforms. You just did a pitch competition too, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I think Local First Arizona actually did an article about us first. And so that was a lot of fun to be able to get that out. And they were excited about that. So then so my burning desire is to be on actual Shark Tank.
Okay.
And so I was like, hey, Chelsea, we got to do this.
From the beginning.
And she's like, oh my God, this guy's crazy, whatever. And so I found Moonshot is a 501c3 in Arizona that does these tours. They go around, and it's like a Shark Tank style event for competition. And so we applied, and we were accepted to compete. And out of like 19, really, I think, pitches, we made the finals. And then we ended up third place, really, out of the 19. And we were given a scholarship towards their mentoring program.
Fantastic. So other people are starting to recognize the value. It's not just the consumers.
Yeah, and actually 2 of the judges actually bought purses as they were out of town. So I thought that was a good sign.
That's fantastic. Where do people, is it through one of your websites? Does Timber Totes have its own brand? Is it on a website?
Yes.
How do people get more?
It has its own website, timbertotepurse.com. It also has its own Instagram, same name, Timber Tote Purse.
It also has a Facebook page.
Yeah.
I run that one. She's like,
Jason does the Facebook page. I love that. I'll handle the Instagram.
So also like Facebook. Dad talked about Facebook.
It's got more followers than you should be funny. Anyway.
Timber Tote Purse. So are there, is there other versions coming out?
Well, no, we do have other products that we're working on. We just, I think we've perfected the sunglass case.
Okay.
So we've got that coming out, and then we're working on a card organizer. So it'll be like kind of like a long, slender piece that will have slots for your cards and your cash that will sit inside the purse. And then Jason also designed a folding like money clip style wallet as well.
For guys, yeah.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, this is all coming from the Timber Tote model brand.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and we're trying to keep this thing, I think, the same theme where it's got the wood, but it's also got the fabrics that are adhered to it as well. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to still stay close to that, because that's really what makes us uniquely different.
Right.
Well, I'm excited that's opened up into like a sunglass case, because now I can participate.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have admired the Timber Totes, but just couldn't find a reason to do that. Although I think you came up with one that holds chips for the casino to New York.
So that was a woodworking contest. Yeah. So the theme was it was called Game Night. So we designed a briefcase that held poker chips, and then had a matching Timber Tote with it as well.
But we did figure out that we can put a little tray along the top of the Timber Tote, and it can hold poker chips like in a row over it along the top, and golf balls.
Yeah.
So
There are all kinds of uses for these things.
Yeah.
It's one size right now. Like, is that what we're going to see? We're see.
I think I don't see it. I mean, you never know. It's possible. In the near future, I don't see us making anything significantly bigger unless it's specifically asked for.
Like, hey, Tom, we've just redesigned the entire woodworking and fabric world. Right?
Is this all?
It's already.
We've experimented going smaller. That really hasn't worked. We've done one that's larger that held a laptop.
We did a laptop case.
I think where we're at, though, is that we're really starting to find favor in a bunch of wholesalers. So we're already being held at a different location already. And then there's another place we're talking to this next week. And so I think that's a lot of our focus, too, is having different wholesale accounts. So a lot of being able to carry to other places. And I think what's really going to be fun is we're talking about making these exclusive timber totes that can only be sold out of that location.
Okay.
That fits their style, and it gives them really a kind of fun where it's like we'll still, show it off on your website or our social media, and then say if you like it, you can only get it at this location.
Right, and that's what's our favorite thing about this product is it's so customizable and adaptable to any niche, any industry, any location, wherever you are, whatever your interest is. I guarantee you there's a fabric for it, and if there's not, we'll print it. And so, we could really make, the sky is the limit with what we can make and what we can combine together. So being able to create exclusive lines for specific locations is really, really exciting, and it feels really special.
We're running one line right now where we've collaborated with a nonprofit, and so it's the Hermitage Cat Shelter. And so we have a cat liner on the inside, and it's got their logo engraved on it. But 20% of the proceeds will actually go back to the organization itself. Wow. So the collaborations that we can do, even with nonprofits, it really is.
Well, one patent pending, right? Yeah. One patent pending. One third place regional Shark Tank, we'll call it.
Oh, yeah.
We won third place in the woodworking contest.
Yeah. Was it third or second?
Third.
Okay.
Now she's all disappointed. It's Timber Tote Purse for more information. It's fun to see it's something that starts from just an idea and a conversation, and the fact that you both have so much individual talent that you found a way to connect those two is just a wonderful and a great example of ingenuity here in Tucson, and I'm excited to be able to share a little bit of it with the world here.
Appreciate you having us on.
Yeah.
Blast.
Well,